Yeah. Welcome to the Life Malcolm Show. I really appreciate you tuning in. For this episode, some of you might know that I made some promises. Not really, not a lot of promises. I made a promise. Well, no, I think I made two promises, so that's safe to say. But before I get to that, as has become my custom, I want to express my deep and profound appreciation to the In Touch family, In Touch News, DJ CEO Daryl Johnson, and of course Mrs. DJ CEO Tampa Bay Tammy for making this platform possible, the whole In Touch News station, and also for welcoming the Life Malcolm Show to such an incredible platform. So I'm grateful for that. And I gotta say, definitely appreciate my DJ A&A, who is behind the boards, the super duper producer, making it look seamless, except for when I mess up. Like, she can't do nothing about that. But she makes even those things. Yes. So. So I made a couple promises. I promised that I wasn't going to look at the bar results, and I'm talking about the Florida Board of Bar Examiner bar results. I don't know what you thought what I meant when I said the bar results. Y'all was like, what? Cognac? Whiskey? Gin? Vodka? Tequila? Nah, I meant the Florida Board of Bar Examiners bar results. Took that exam. And the results came out yesterday. After 2-something months, I think we took the exam in February something, and so they finally, put the results out yesterday. And I know people were, most examinees. I've said before, I imagine I am the only bar examinee who could know, if you wanted to. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I could know, because sometimes they mess that stuff up and you can't get to your scores. I don't even know if I could know. I haven't even logged on. But I bet you I'm the only examinee that didn't try to find out yesterday what the scores were, because I made a promise that I was going to reveal, find out for the first time on the Life Malcolm Show tonight, and reveal the score. We were gonna have a moment together. We being the listening audience. But a friend of mine, and when I say a friend of mine, I mean a friend of mine, ain't never led me wrong. Matter of fact, always leads me right. Until he asked me, why would you have such a moment as that with such a broad audience? And and when he said that, he pointed out the fact that the audience oftentimes, or people in the audience, who might tune in to hear those results, are oftentimes people who don't deserve to have, to share that moment with me. And it made such a compelling point that I decided to, like they say in court, like the judges do, they grant your motion in part and deny in other parts. So I decided to keep my promise in part and break my promise, unfortunately, in another part. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to look at the bar exam results. Let me say it differently. I'm going to look at the bar exam results tonight on the Life Malcolm Show for the first time. And y'all can tell me what kind of poker face I got. If y'all can figure out if I pass the fail best of all look, then But I don't know. I think I'm going to be able to look at the results for the first time and make it impossible for you to know based on my response in my face. All right. So, all right, that's that part. Okay, so a lot has gone on over the past weekend, and some serious things we must discuss, and we're gonna do that. But I gotta say this: when Doc almost revealed the source of the advice, and I should not do that. Well, when this person who told me that I should reconsider the revelation I planned on making, told me that I started thinking about all, not necessarily all, but many of the people who absolutely do not deserve sharing this type of experience with me, and why. And people like, hit me up on Facebook like, why you change your mind? Why you, I wish you would have revealed, blah, blah. And I dig that, but it made that whole thing made me want to talk about some of these people, tell some stories about the kind of people we have in the world that made me be like, yeah, you're right, bro. Everybody don't get to share this moment. So we're going to talk about what I call, all right, I can't really say it. I don't even want to mouth it. I don't know. So, I know this is impromptu. In Touch Family, we can I get on at 11:30 p.m. on Saturday or something, like Saturday Night Live, so we can start. Because I need to cuss more. Just this got the cuss more on the Life Malcolm show. If it rhymes, it's got to be right. So, if it don't fit, you gotta quit. So gotta. All right. So, all right. Let me see how we're gonna approach this. All right. Okay. All right. I know how we're gonna do it. So, we lost our brother, DMX. Oh, let me do the business, man. It's a lot on my mind. I'm trying to remember how to log into this Florida Board of Bar Examiners thing. But you can call in to the show. This is your time. In Touch knows that everybody's a star, and I tell you all the time that you're the biggest star. And I'm looking forward to your phone call. The number is 813-444-9588. You should call in and say something. Matter of fact, if you don't call in and say something, if you have not called in and said something, you are one of the reasons why I ain't going to tell you what the hell the score is. That's exactly right. So, yeah. And I'm going to talk about you. Yeah, you finna get your little moment. 813-444-9588. Call. Oh, God, dog it. Call it, come in. Caller, you gotta turn your radio down, caller. Okay, yeah, all right, go ahead, come on in.
I'm looking forward to the show, but there's static when we hear the voice.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. My producer's working on that. Is it sounding any better now? Okay, thank you. I think he's gone. All right. Is there something that I can do to adjust over here? Okay. All right. I appreciate that, for real. So, what I'm going to do as we work through the technical part of it is talk a little more slowly, because I want you to catch up with all the words. 813-444-9588. Call in. Also, you can go to Facebook and you can comment in the section that says something about you can comment, and you can go to YouTube and In Touch News and all that stuff. And as a matter of fact, I got to text somebody. I promised them that I would send them a link, and I failed to do that. But alright, so we finna get it cracked. So I'm gonna let you know how the show gonna go. Alright, so you can hold me accountable and call in and say why you ain't talk about this. So what we gonna do? We're gonna talk about X a little bit. Maybe a lot. I don't know. As a matter of fact, X gonna be the whole theme of the show. You know, there's gonna be a DMX theme to the show. Let's put it like that. Then we're gonna talk about these people who are really good reasons why I ain't making the revelation that I really wanted to make on the show. And of course, we're gonna talk about this whole thing that happened in Minnesota with this this cop who killed our brother, 20-year-old brother Daunte Wright, and then we're not gonna have a word from the Word tonight, but we are going to close the show with a word from the board. The board being the Florida Board of Bar Examiners. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna get the word. I just told you that you won't know the word, but you will. We will get the word. I will get the word, and then yeah. All right. So talk about DMX. One of the things, in my view, that's important to say about X is that he was an incredible force as an entertainer, as a writer, like a creator of art, as an artist. His originality was inimitable, meaning that his originality was not something that one could mimic, imitate, or duplicate, and I'm sure several tried. His transparency, ironic that that I'm holding back tonight, but his transparency made him a special type of rapper. He lived his life out loud and allowed us to share his struggle and his pain. And his experiences were chock full of lessons from which we all can learn. Not just lessons about individuals. Are we any better? DJ, are we any better on the sound? All right. Because I feel like I'm talking really slowly and I don't want to put anybody to sleep. But his transparency as a rapper, sharing those experiences taught lessons, not just lessons about how to be individually, but lessons about society in general. And one of those lessons is clear. The American government, the United States government, colonialism is responsible for DMX's death. It is the United States government, colonialism, that imposed chemical warfare on the African community and other colonized communities and oppressed communities and nations in this country through the form of what they call drugs. Sometimes they call it alcohol, sometimes they call it cigarettes and what have you, opiates and what have you. But it is the United States government that is responsible for every so-called problem that you see manifested in your community, where your loved one is hooked on dope, your loved one dying from dope, loved one losing their job, their family, their sense of self, their goddamn life for dope, alcohol, or what have you, is a direct consequence of the chemical warfare that the United States government wages on colonized people in this country. And they wage this. What I know is it's going to always be some person that's going to say, well, what about, personal responsibility? You ain't got to do it if, you make your own choice to do it. And, I don't know, maybe that's true. We're gonna talk about it on the side of it, but we got to go right now. And I hope the sound is better. Somebody can call me at 813-444-9588. Let me know how we're doing. We'll be right back, though. All right, yeah. We're going to talk about that.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to Moffitt.org/here-for-you.
Hey, it's Robbie CJ. I want you to listen to Track Talk Radio every Thursday right on In Touch News. www.intouchnews.com.
So yeah, it's no coincidence that when the United States government was running ramshod in places like Vietnam, etc., the United States had a heroin issue in the hood, and they used that to keep us dull, dumb, defeated. I'm talking during the 50s, 60s, maybe even the 70s. It's no coincidence that when the United States government moved into what they call Central America and places where cocaine was easily exploitable by the United States government, all of a sudden, now we're talking about the 80s and the 90s, all of a sudden the African community has a crack cocaine problem and what have you. And we all know that the indigenous people in this country, people indigenous to this land, whose land the United States government stole and forced them to live in so-called reservations, which ain't nothing but concentration camps, have this serious struggle with alcohol. And people gonna raise this issue of personal responsibility, but the reality is, when the colonizer kills off your leadership, takes over your education, and more than that, removes from your literature, your intellectual experience and observation, those things that would help you know how to organize, how to fight, how to be healthy, how to be good to yourself, and flood your brain, flood our brain. I'm saying it like I'm removed from it. No, I'm part of it. Flood our brains with drug talk, alcohol talk, cigarette talk. I remember the damn Marlboro Man. He used to be cool to me, with the little hat right there, the Marlboro Man. I remember Joe Camel. Joe Camel was cool. His face looked like a nuts. His face, looked like a phallic symbol. We used to talk about that in school. Like, can you see that? Then, they got a little man standing in the camel leg. We used to talk about that in high school as children. the Dos Equis. Is it? I don't know. What's the man who's supposed to be like the coolest man around with the? I'm just saying. I'm talking about the drinking guy. He's like, I'd never do this, but I always do that. So whatever that old white man name is. You know what I'm talking about. You done seen the commercial. And crack cocaine is damn near in every rap song. Put it like this: it's on every rap album. There's a mention. And I used to tell people all the time, I ain't know nothing about drugs until the United States government, in the form of the Tampa Police Department, brought it to my first grade classroom. Think about it. What was your first introduction to drugs? Mine, and I'm sure especially if you around my age, my first introduction to drugs was when the police came to my classroom with this board with all these items that resembled or looked like drugs. Like they had like a marijuana joint, they had a heroin needle, a cocaine, or something supposed to be like a cocaine, baggie, and then some pills, and then gonna say, don't do it. Say no to drugs. Nigga, I ain't never thought of no drugs before you brought it to me. My mama didn't do drugs. My grandmother didn't do drugs. My at least not the so-called illicit drugs. Of course, the U.S. government imposes chemical warfare on us in the form of prescription drugs. They got some of y'all trick bagged up with this doggone what they call it, the vaccine right now. Got y'all on that. Chemical warfare all the time. Not healthy food. No, they ain't spending billions and trillions on healthy food, on making sure you get vitamins, making sure you get minerals, making sure you get clean water. We ain't mandating that your ass drink your adequate amount of water every day. They not doing that. They don't have no commercials. How many commercials you heard that tell you to get vitamins, minerals, water, and the rest of it? But you hear this: get tested, get vaccinated, and all this stuff all the time. It's chemical warfare. And so, our brother DMX, at a very early age, 50 is young. I know it seems old, especially when you have police killing Africans like Dante Wright at 20. But 50 ain't that old, man. And so just wanted to put that in perspective. It's not a drug problem. It's a colonialism problem. It's a United States government imposes chemical warfare on this problem. It's the colonized has to get organized to get out this trick bag problem, and we're going to do that. But while we in this colonial situation, I'm going to tell y'all going to make me lose my mind up in here. If you don't know, that was one of the X's songs, and that's relevant to today, because y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. This white woman with the police department, something in Brooklyn, I don't know Brooklyn, so I don't know exactly how they phrase it. It's in Minnesota, but they call it some kind of Brooklyn city, whatever it is. Done shot this brother. Talking about she thought her gun was her taser. Now, let's put this in perspective. For one, a gun and a taser, although they share some similarities, they both weapons of destruction, weapons of violence. The police same ones always telling you don't be violent. They got this, so they both got, they both are weapons of violence. But I mean, most police service pistols are blue steel. Means that they real dark in color. black in appearance, they call it blue steel. Most tasers are bright in color, most times yellow. They usually holster the firearm, the pistol, on the opposite side of their whole body. Then they holster the taser. They don't weigh the same. It's impossible that they feel the same. But this white woman wants to tell us, and we heard it before with Oscar Grant, you know, that's what that white man said. And some of us we just go for anything white people say, you know. But we y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Up in here. This white woman been on the police force over 20 years. I think something like 26 years. Right? And y'all always want to when the police, when the colonizer kills the African with the badge, when the colonizer with the badge kill the African, y'all always want to start talking about, oh, well, you know, they need some more training. She been trained for 20 plus years. I had my youngest child, Yayeezy. Y'all met her before. Do some research for me. She tells me that law enforcement been using tasers since the 1990s. And since 2011, more than 15,000 law enforcement people have used tasers. So we're talking damn near 10 years. So she been trained. Look here, even if she ain't been using tasers till yesterday, she been using a gun. She been trained to use a gun since for 20 plus years. But all of a sudden, she don't know her taser from her pistol, from her firearm. That's what we supposed to believe. And it's not a believable story, but the worst part of it is you're gonna have Africans trying to say young Dante was wrong. Why he tried to escape? why he get back in the car? Let me tell you something. They got this charge called fleeing to elude. And I just posted it on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it or not. But they got this charge called fleeing to elude. White people flee to elude. Africans flee to survive. If you got some sense. Let me tell you something. Comrades, sisters, brothers, friends, your life is your responsibility. Don't just give it up. Don't just lay down your life, because these people will kill you. They talking about kill Dante. He 20 years old. Hell, Ayanna Stanley Jones, what was her name? Ayanna Monet Stanley Jones was what was she, 7? When they shot and killed her. Tamir Rice was what, like 12, 13? When they killed him. They don't give a damn how young you are. They don't care how old you are. They killed Alberta Spruill. They killed Katherine Johnson. Old people, you understand me? They don't care how old you are. All they know is right now we have not yet organized ourselves well enough to demand black community control of the police and to put something on their ass whenever they do this awful stuff that they do. And so, in the name of DMX songs, Dante, though I ain't know you personally, you know, you the latest name, the most recent name that's come up. And, you know, keeping with the DMX thing, I'm going to say, man, I miss you, dog. And we're going to go to break. And when we come back from break, we finna talk about that I told you I was going to talk about. All right. Be right back. In Touch News, y'all, 813-444-9588. Call me up, man. Get at me, dog. Get at me, dog.
Touch Radio, the most loved station across the nation. In Touch Radio. Tell a friend. In Touch Radio.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
In Touch Radio, where you can listen to a cruising flow of smooth soul and jazz, today's R&B, a fun touch of hip-hop and gospel.
All my music on one station.
Giving you a buffet of music, news, and entertainment. We're In Touch Radio.
All right. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about these people. Tell y'all some stories. So, I went to law school. Y'all know I live on the lane. Bandits know where I live. The bandits with badges, the bandits without badges. All y'all done been to the house, caused some major destruction, major disruption. Y'all know where I live. So, you know, I'm on the lane. And I was on the way out, you know, go to law school. And so let me say this. Let me start with that. So right now, you know, in case you're just joining us, I was supposed to reveal bar exam results, and I decided not to do it based on some advice from a really, really close counselor. And it was based on my acceptance of that advice, and my following that advice is based on the fact that it's a bunch of people in the world. Man, we got to talk about that 11:30 thing. Yeah. Because, okay, look here. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to say the letters. It's a lot of FNs in the world. Y'all know what I mean? I ain't talking about FNNs. There's a lot of FNNs out there, too. You know, but I'm talking about a lot of FNs in the world. And so one of them, you know, try to set me up for sabotage. I ain't gonna say their names. I'm gonna tell you that. Not because I'm scared, you know, just because they don't get the opportunity to exploit, or to intrude on your ears. They ain't that important. The only reason why they important is because they live such lives that we can point to and say, this how you should not be. And we don't have to say their names in order to share their example. It's one person gonna tell me they gonna pay for my entire law school, and I believed them, like a fool. I already knew the person was shady, an agent, and I point him out I point him out to you. Knew it, but anybody can commit class suicide, redeem themselves, have a come to freedom moment, and so I believe this agent. And so I ain't make no efforts, right, to raise money. I know the community would have helped, put me through law school. I know it. I done seen the way man, come on, man. The community kept me alive for 14 years doing poetry. I know that they would have made sure that this law school thing happened, right? But this agent, this saboteur, set me up and caused a serious problem. So that's one example. Now moving after that, right? Still me loving the people, believing in the people. I'm talking about even after somebody from my community murdered my son at my house. You know, I still believe in the people, right? And so this FN, woo, I hope it don't slip out, called me and said, Life, I know you're not at the house. He done had a stroke. He got Guillain-Barré. I ain't never even heard of Guillain-Barré. I heard of Robert Guillaume. He used to play Benson. But I ain't never heard of no Guillain-Barré. This Negro crippled up in a wheelchair. Can't do nothing for it. Barely can do anything for himself. He begged me. Say, can I stay in your house? Just me and my woman and my 2 minor children. Man, I don't want nobody in my house. I'm down south. I can't keep an eye on things. Like, no, bruh, man, I'm your brother. We used to play Little League baseball together. You know, bro, I'm your brother. Please, he said, he went so far as to say, brother, I just sleep on the porch. I sleep outside on the porch because my nephews and I don't know, maybe he said brothers or somebody, those is for sure his nephews and other people talking to him any kind of way, taking his stuff, his clothes, his shoes, his money, and his mama would take their side, you know, of the thing. Brother, please. I said, all right, bro. No problem. Gave this dude, I mean, this ain't nobody that I kick it with. I ain't seen, me and dude, I ain't hung out since we played baseball in the 90s, in the 80s. But he's like, brother. And when he said I sleep on the porch, because my family is doing all this awful stuff to me, taking advantage of my health condition. I was like, all right. I gave this dude a key to my house. Here, everything. You go in everything except for my little room where I got my little stuff. Do you know this joker? Soon as he can get his little hop-along ass out the wheelchair, and soon as the government found him a little spot he could be in, you know, this dude did not pay the rent we agreed on, stuck me with his monthly bills for the months that he left, did not tell me he was leaving. I come back into town off a visit one time from school. Gone. Then I see this African the other day. African on a big, it's not a bicycle because it had 3 wheels. It's like a real big tricycle. He riding down the street and he yelled out his phone number. Man, call me, bro. I said, because you know you was wrong. Call me, bro. Bet. Call this FN. You know, he won't even answer the phone. He won't even make it right. And that's the important part. Even the person who set me up, the saboteur, who set me up, tried to make me fail out of luck, based on finances, that won't even make it right. It's okay to be wrong, but just get it right. We can't win this game being wrong. We can't win this war being wrong. We ain't got no stake in being wrong, y'all. We got to get it right. And so, disappointed. And so the other day, man, real disappointed. Rolled by some Africans. Used to come to the crib, come to the lane, open up my home, feed them. You know, they were young boys to me at the time. You know, 5 years younger, 9 years, 6 years younger, 6 years younger, 15 years younger. You know, these 2 guys. And I see one the other day, like, oh, Life, what's up? I'm like, oh, you don't love me, African. We don't act like that. And I'm joshing with the African in a certain kind of way, but I mean it because the African don't come through like he should. I mean, I was taught to show love, to people who help me along the way. Ask anybody who knows me, who's older than I, who's contributed in any way, no matter how small, just a modicum of contribution wins you loyalty forever unless you do something to switch it up, right? And so, joshing with this African, like, oh, go ahead and keep on stepping in. And I saw the African misunderstood what I tried to get across. We're gonna get to you, Carl. I'm gonna finish this point. Go ahead, you can get him on the line. But man, the African's response was so visceral, so disrespectful, so ugly. It let me know, man, that that African, I was right when I said that African don't love me, because love don't do that. But that's why I can't share that stuff with everybody. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take this call. Caller, come in.
Joe from Seattle. What's up, Life?
What's going on? This Joe?
Yeah, yes, sir. You see, that's when I started using the term about 2 months ago. Okay. I'm gonna label him. That's a bandit without a badge, taking advantage of your own people.
Yeah.
And then had the nerve to sit there and ride by and yell his phone number out. No, come. You had a roof over your head on the strength of the laws. You took advantage of that.
Yeah.
Bandit without a badge. It's enough. It's enough of the other one. So it's a shame we got to deal with that too. But
that's 100.
I holler at you, Life.
Man, I appreciate it, man. You know I always appreciate the call. That brings me to
yes,
as we get ready to go to our break. That brings me to another DMX song. Y'all ain't got no love for me. No love for me. Oh man, okay. Look. I got to do at least a late night show once a month where I could just get my cuss on. All right, we're gonna talk about this in the next In Touch meeting. I want to put that on the agenda. DJ, can we put that on the agenda? Sure. All right. How much time we got before we got a break? All right. All right, okay, we got 3 minutes. Y'all ain't got no love for me, but man, these Africans I'm talking about, they know I would give them everything I got. And, dude just showed up like that. So, but it taught me, though. I learned a lot of things from that experience. It'll never happen again. It will never go down like that again. And so, yeah. So, all right, so after that, I wanted to. I think those are the only examples that I wanted to point out, because those are some just glaring stories. But I will tell you this, because I don't want to leave you on the downside, man. When I got to law school, it was tough because, like I told you, the agent set me up, so I went to law school completely unprepared financially, and man, some Africans knew that. It's an African right now who's listening. We don't want a whole lot of, name. And I want to call his name, but I know he don't want that because he ain't doing it. But this African right here, he was taking care of his sick mother. You understand me? Probably living on a fixed income, and a little money every now and then. But this brother made sure he sent me to law school with some money, and I don't know. I know every semester, but maybe even every month or several times a semester would send me a check. I don't even know who the hell still write checks. You understand me? But he would write a check, get an envelope and a stamp, and go to the mailbox and send me money every to make sure that he knew that he loved me and supported what I was doing. I'm gonna get to you, Carla. I might have to hold you to the other side of the break. But another brother, when I went to law school, I drove down to Homestead in a 1999 Chevy Suburban. I say that because it's an old bourbon, but it's a bourbon, and that thing. And so law school was in Miami Gardens. I lived in Homestead, 37 miles away. At the time, they were building express lanes. Carl, I'm gonna get to you. Don't go away with the break. The break's only that long. So I was driving 37 miles, but sometimes it would take hours because of the highway construction. And I would spend easily $600 a month in gas. You understand me? And it was terrible. And so I expressed this to this friend of mine, and he said, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you my Prius." And, he said, no, he said, if you make it back to your second semester in good, academic standing, I'm going to give you my Prius. And so I made it back in good academic standing. I got to Tampa so I can get the Prius. He said, I changed my mind. I ain't going to give you my Prius. Cause I want to keep my Prius. He said, but you know what I'm going to do? This is what I did. He didn't say no what I'm doing. He said, this is what I did. I bought you this Prius. Bought me a Prius. And charged me $1 a semester to lease the Prius. I still owe him for all them months, all them semesters. I don't think I paid him $1 yet. He paid for the insurance. He paid for the registration. You understand me? And so those two people I just mentioned, those are the type people who get to hear, when I succeed and when I fail, especially first. And so that's why, that's the difference. And I appreciate being smart enough to know that. What you want from what you want, what you really want from a brother, what you want. All right, caller, we came right to you after the break. Hold on.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe me. 100 down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen of sundown. 184-361 Rick. That's 184-361-7425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, push your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361 Rick. Call Ricky, ask Ricky. It's a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361 Rick. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
We're playing your favorite old school. Today's R&B. With a smooth touch of jazz. You're listening to In Touch Radio. All right, look. Let me tell y'all something about me. I'm for real when I tell you, man. I live real life, real hard, real for real. And so I don't do a lot of, this. Come on in, yeah. Good, caller, save my ass. Because I cannot figure out how to log on. But I'm figuring it out. Go ahead, caller, come in. Tell me your name if you want to. Tell me where you come from. Yeah, what's going on, caller?
What's going on? How you doing, Life?
I'm in the game. Who that?
What you say? What you gonna say? Hey, Unc.
Hey, Unc.
Huh? Hey, what's going on? Oh, what's going on?
So how you doing?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm in the game. I hear you, Hunter.
Call to show support.
Man, it's so good to hear your voice. You like an inspiration, like a good luck charm. How you doing today? You doing well?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that I can't cuss on the show since you're listening. I'm glad. Good stuff.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Man, it's all good, man. How you doing, man? I can't get on the on the Florida Board of Bar Examiner thing. They telling me I got an error. They like you can't get in.
Hey, I ain't called for that though. I just called to show support, man. You know, every time you do this on a Tuesday, you make me realize I'm either flying or in the car. So this is the first Tuesday since you had your show that I'm actually in the office. So I get to tap in, man, to show love, bro.
That's dope, man. I appreciate that. You know I do, and I appreciate you allowing my nephew to make himself a part of this history as well.
All right, man. Take care, bro.
What's up, man? We'll talk in the future. Hey, yo, can you get on the Florida Board of Bar Examiners and find out my score for me? I don't know how to get on. They telling me I got an error. All right, y'all, listen, I really did try. But what I was telling y'all was that I don't go on here a lot because, man, I don't really be, tripping about that. I be on, they be killing Africans out here. And people call me and ask me to talk about that. And, put me on radio shows and platforms to do that. This past weekend, I was involved in an important electoral campaign school hosted by the Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations. And spent 2 days doing that. And it keeps flipping, so whatever. And so, yeah, yeah. I just, man, I really, I can't. Look, man, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I always tell you the truth. Try to be careful about some things I say, but the reality is, man, I know I got caught up in this this lawyer thing. I gotta, and there's certain stuff that goes with it. But man, ain't nobody gonna handcuff my tongue. Nobody. I don't care. I hope the whole goddamn board of bar examiners watch it, cause it ain't gonna never happen. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and if that means that I can't get some kind of some kind of okay, then that's what it is. I mean, I'm not trying to be reckless at all, but I'm fearless, at the same time, and especially when it comes to saying what needs to be said. And so the reality is, I have not. You got it? Oh, I have not. Huh? So the token is the thing I showed you, like they keep flipping. That those numbers, that's this thing, this Authy thing, yeah, this joint right here. Them numbers are the token. So, yeah, but yeah. So there are a lot of important things in my life, and taking a test ain't at the top of the list. it's gonna tell you, and I know I gotta be better at that. That's real. I don't know, pass or fail. I don't know if I pass or fail. If I failed, I mean, of course I got to be better. If I passed, I still stand on the same thing because I'm not good at playing games. Life is too crucial and critical for Africans, and I did enough of the stuff that they laid out for me the 3 years I was in law school, and we'll talk about that one day. Today is not today, but and I'm only saying this right now because I feel really bad that I can't log on like I normally log on. I don't have any idea why this error is happening. Can you go to the Florida Supreme Court's website? Just Google Florida Supreme Court. We still got like 7 minutes. Go to Florida Supreme Court, and I'm gonna look up and see if I can find my examinee. Oh, I can't even find my examinee number because I can't get on the damn Florida Board of Bar Examiners site. So I don't even know what my examinee number is. So even if you could get on the Supreme Court site, it's just gonna give you numbers, and I don't even know my number. See what I'm saying? I got. I didn't see it, but that's a good one. Let me yeah, you know what? Let me look and see that. Let me I need that joint. So if you can look up Florida Board of Bar, Florida Supreme Court website bar results, then I'm gonna try to find my examinee number. But yeah, y'all, just go to Florida Supreme Court, and they should have like bar results, something like that. Like you might even be able to Google bar results, and there might be a link for something like that. Yeah, it's right at the top. Yeah. All right. So now I just got to find my number, cause Florida give you a number, Georgia put your whole name out there. So I bet I'm trying to find right now my examinee number. Y'all, I ain't playing with y'all, man. I hate that so bad. I might wait till next week to find out then. So we could do it, like I said. What's that thing called? Exam soft. No, I'm trying to think of the thing that we had to use to take the joint. And I ain't even. Yeah, this ain't going. All right, look. I ain't playing with y'all. Like, for real, I really don't know what how to do it, man. Cause I haven't, like, I wasn't one of the people who just like looking, all the time on the site, man. Just I could tell you how to get on the African People's Socialist Party website. I can tell you how to get on the In Touch News website. Go right to their Facebook page. But, man, I ain't been really into that. So, all right, look, I don't know why they made this difficult. You're supposed to just be able to go on. And so the reason why I did it right here in real time, because I didn't want to be tempted to, like, sneak a peek. So I was going to do it right here in real time. So, all right. My last, I think they changed number. I remember my number. No. I remember a number they gave me once upon a time, but I don't know if it's the same number. So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna look and see if I see that number. If I don't see that number, then the hell with it. And I might tell y'all how it went next time I see you. But yeah, all right. So I'm really disappointed in that. Not for me, but because I really wanted to, I wanted y'all to see my poker face. See, if I did it, if I kept my poker face tight, yeah, I don't remember this number. 34 pages. Yeah. All right. You say, all right, okay, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and abandon that attempt and say to close out the show, it's our responsibility as colonized people in this country, as African people in this country, to be responsible for ourselves. And I say that to all the people who say stuff like, what about your own personal responsibility? Yeah, we absolutely got to be responsible for ourselves. No doubt about it. But at the same time, we have to recognize that we are colonized people, and colonialism kills. It kills the colonized every day in every way. And our dear brother DMX is a recent example of that. Died at 50 years old. Michael Jackson died 50 years old. And I don't think that number in here. Doggone it. And Dante, Dante Wright, 20 years old. All of them dead because of colonialism. And even though these Africans I talked about a bit ago, there's treacherous stuff. I don't hate them. I just know where to put them. They bandits. Carla said a bit ago, bandits without badges. And we got to understand that. But I also at the same time understand it's a consequence of colonialism. And our struggle, our responsibility, y'all, is the struggle against colonialism. Smash colonialism. Kill colonialism. And the only way we can do that is to get organized. Really, I believe tuning into this Life Malcolm show is part of that. Although, granted, I do some stuff because, I'm taking Tuesdays back, as I said, and Tuesday nights was a night I used to entertain audiences. And so while I do intend for the show to have some entertainment value in the form of comedy, if you will, I try to say some funny stuff, kind of be funny, but real and true at the same time. Like I was trying to tell that little FN the other day, man, I'm serious, but it's real. And so, but this show is a good point of political education. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. So we'll talk then. All right, to be continued.